Brought vats of coffee for us all.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a little sip of that guy.
What a night.
What a night. Oh my gosh, another revolution under our belts. This is our 7th revolution. Where does this one stack up for you, Tony?
I think this could be my favorite revolution.
We need to have a little chat. You bum suckers can keep your mouth shut, because I've got something to say. I've got a serious conversation I've got to have with you now. First of all, I want to say this. Fuck everyone hating on me. Fuck everyone saying, oh, you said Shinny on Ichiban and then you came to AEW. Fuck you. It doesn't concern you. Suck your mum. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Fuck New Japan Pro Wrestling. Fuck that old cripple Hiroshi Tanahashi. Fuck all the young boys. Fuck every single one of them. And fuck Darby Allin the most. And that's where the problem lies. That's where the problem lies, because this needs to end. You know this needs to end. I know it doesn't. It only ends one way. Wednesday. It has to end Wednesday. Wednesday. Unsanctioned. I don't want no OC. I don't want Clark or Finlay. Unsanctioned. Gabe Kidd, Darby Allin. Coffin match. Because I said it's not going to end until he is pushing up daisies. And fuck all you motherfuckers as well. I'm the best in this game. Fuck all you fat nerds.
Okay. Well, that was quite a way to start. That being said, I think, okay. Well, as I was saying, I think Renee was one of my all-time favorite revolutions, but that was quite a way to get this thing going. And I think it was honestly a great idea. That sounds like a great idea for this Wednesday. Let's have a coffin match.
Okay.
And speaking of great ideas, let's introduce the women's world champion. Speaking of a great revolution and great matches, ladies and gentlemen, the Toxic Spider, Techla. Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Normally you bring a weird energy, but I'm going to bring your energy after what just happened.
Right here, champ. Right here.
For
right
real?
Here. Yeah,
Sure?
yeah, please. Just maybe nicer than Gabe was.
Techla, this was an insane evening for you. 2 out of 3 falls. You, Chris Statlander, unbelievable. This felt like a huge star-making moment for you. How do you feel after everything was stat?
I think I was already a star before that. That did nothing to me. I have a very, very terrible announcement to make. Actually, this is a good moment. I broke a little bit of my nail today in that match, and I was very fond of that nail, so thank you, Stat, for nothing. Other than that, yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, it was. Yeah, she beat the shit out of me. I deserve this.
Let's open up the floor to media. Any questions for Ms. Techla?
I mean, this was Chris's shot at redemption tonight. A lot of people are upset at you because, I mean, don't you have a little compassion in your heart? Just because, you know, don't you feel a little bad for her, a little bit?
Why?
I mean, that's a good question.
For what?
A mess for you.
For what? Did you see this, by the way? This here? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah. Why would I have compassion for Chris Statlander?
Demands for this Wednesday or in the near future?
No, I have a demand for Mr. Tony Khan to give me vacation. Because I'm the champ, I do not care. Like, I will go out there when I feel like it. Just a week, 2 weeks, Bali?
You just took a break when you won the belt. You were in a hotel room with the championship belt right after you won it. There was a very unique way to celebrate. That being said, I mean, sure, but you've definitely earned the time. Let me ask you this. Coming out of tonight, coming out of these matches with Chris Statlander, where would you say Chris Statlander ranks among your best opponents?
What do you mean best opponents? Or rather, worst opponents, right? No, I think Chris Statlander, as I said before, beat the shit out of me. So I'm not having her anywhere near me for a very long time. I can tell you that much. If you have any cute ideas in your head, I do not care. We're not doing this. So next time I see her, you can take it to the next level, but I'm gonna need that vacation I just told you about, and I'm not doing this before the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
Okay, one more question for Techla. Better make it count.
With Chris Statlander behind you, and you now still the AEW Women's Champion, your two proteges, Julia Hart, with the new tag team champions, do you see yourself helping them to become the new tag team champions and strip them from Megan Bain and Lena Ross?
That's a cute question. I like that one. You thought about that one, didn't you? Yeah. I mean, you saw what that did to me, right? Like this doesn't just happen like that. I worked my way up, even though it's just 8 months. Can I get a round of applause for that, please? Yeah, thank you. But also, the plan was, fuck off. So the plan was for Triangle of Madness when we started this. This is number 1. Number 2 and 3 is both Sky and Julia taking it home. So even though colossal fucking Lena Cross, how many matches has she had now? Like 4 or what? I don't know. Like good for her. Megan Bain. I mean those Twin Towers. I don't. Like Sky Blue and Julia Hart are definitely the runners up when it comes to that, though. And I'll do anything in my power to help them bring that gold home, baby.
Awesome. Well, Techla, thank you so much. Congratulations on
Anytime,
retaining
Renee.
your women's championship. Get out there and celebrate.
Will do.
Tony, how you feeling? There's been a lot of weird energy in the last about 20 minutes.
Yet I feel fantastic,
Do you feel
Renee.
good?
I feel really great. I was no amount of toxicity, and not even Gabe Kidd could rain on my parade. And speaking of Gabe Kidd, and
This is a good vibe right
a pleasant
here.
group of people. Here's a very pleasant pair.
Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, gentlemen, pleasure to see you both.
We
This is a
conglomerate?
beautiful cobalt blue.
Thank you.
It's popping.
That is the correct color too.
I know.
Let's go orange.
We
Hey,
did
why
it.
don't you didn't get a matching tracksuit, Roddy?
Not yet.
Okay.
Could be cool.
Kid.
Well, I did give you a gift card and you threw it on the stage and you didn't find it.
$15, dude. What is that going to get me in this economy?
I mean, $15 at White Castle is pretty nice.
Not bad.
Good point.
You guys doing all right?
No, I'm very, very sore. Teaming with Roddy actually hurts more than wrestling him.
Oh.
Hey, you wanted this.
I did. I did.
You got the win.
We did. We did get the win.
Finally.
Finally.
And we found you. And we
Yeah.
found you.
And
You're
you're
back.
Oh, thank God.
We missed you, man.
I saw you.
I mean, you did. Yeah, tonight.
What does that mean?
He was, he was around.
We did an interview.
He was
together.
around.
Oh, that's right.
We did an interview.
That's right.
Secret interview.
Top secret.
So I could avoid you.
That's right.
I get it.
You guys
Should I
got
talk
any
into the
questions
microphones?
for Roddy and Orange? Somebody? Anybody? Here we go.
Oh.
Plaid shirt.
Is Roderick Strong, do you consider yourself now a member of the conglomeration? Are you officially conglomerating?
What a question.
Maybe.
Love it. I love it. I'll take it. It's better than no.
What? I don't have a shirt.
No, I gave you many shirts.
You certainly don't have a tracksuit.
Well,
I
Come on,
definitely
Renee. Stop.
I actually have some news on that. Matching tracksuits. You will have a matching tracksuit because you were both in the Continental Classic, and we're gonna have Continental Classic tracksuits.
What?
That's right. I got Continental Classic. You're gonna,
CC boys and
That's
then
right.
Conglomeration
That's
Brothers. Come on now.
There we go.
Blue League
There we
boys.
go. I'll go with that.
couple Blue
I'll go
League
with
boys. They're gonna have
Gotta stop
matching
doing
Blue
that.
League tracksuits. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, we're breaking news here. I love that. That's really,
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's go. I
That's
sprung for C2 tracksuits.
Thank
good.
you.
Who else has questions?
Oh yeah, come
okay,
on.
Here we go.
No question's a bad question.
Fantastic. What was the game plan? So again, for both of you, what was the game plan going into tonight's match, and was this the outcome and the plan out the way that you wanted it to?
it definitely was what we wanted to do. I just didn't want to get beat up as much. The fun part about tagging with a person like Darby Allin and Roderick Strong is you just kind of like stand back and let them do all the hard work, and then I kind of sneak in. But Roddy and I did have a plan, and his plan was for me to go in and get beat up, and then when they got tired or their defenses were down, that's when he was going to spring into action. So there was a moment where I got into the ring and distracted them as long as possible, and they beat me up, and he stood down, waited for the right moment. That was the only game plan. So basically our only game plan was he's like, go in there and get beat up and I'll defend you.
Yeah.
Which is it did work. That's
Operation Human Shield. Very good.
It did
You know,
work.
but honestly, we didn't know what to expect from those guys either. I've never wrestled against Gabe or David Finlay. I have a little bit against Clark, but they're I don't know. They were a lot more than I thought they were going to be, and thank God I came up with that great plan of you just getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, I loved it.
So
So
a
good.
bit.
It was so
I know it was
good.
probably a little bit longer than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it
but
definitely was.
I told you this was the cue, and you just took a long time to get there.
All right. I will. All right, it's my fault.
Exactly.
You had a question as well? Oh, all right. You got one? All right.
Orange Cassidy, you took some nasty falls tonight. How's your back feeling? How's the body feeling after all that?
Terrible. Thank you for the question.
Everyone else, anything else for these gentlemen while you got them up here? They're going to go out and...
Mark's got one?
Last one. Hi, Mark Hoke, Mark Hoke Show 101.5 FM, KDON, Las Vegas. Congratulations, gentlemen. Roderick, since you've been in AEW, you've bounced around with a lot of different partners and doing different things. Where do you want to see things go for maybe the next year for yourself?
Honestly, I'd love to really give this a chance and, go after those tag team titles.
Let's go.
You
know what?
I love tag team wrestling, and, it's something that I've spent a lot of my time doing in my career. And I think with his awkwardness and my aggressiveness, I think we can do it. So I'd like to see us get those tag team titles and defend them. And poor Orange is going to be really beat up, but we'll get it done. So that's my goal this year, is to become tag team champions.
Roddy is an extremely well-versed and phenomenal professional wrestler. He's been wrestling for a very, very, very long time. When I was, young person wrestling, I was watching his stuff that he was doing, and he is phenomenal at professional wrestling and especially at tag team wrestling. And, I don't have my friends anymore. They're all gone. So, I kind of wanted to get back in that, the trios, the tag team and stuff. And, Roddy was kind of floating around, and why would I not want this dude to team with me? Because I feel very, very strongly that him and I together could take it all.
I love that, and I think that there are only probably a couple people in the world happier about this union than I am. I'm so excited to have these two together, and as a matchmaker, it's so special to have these two great wrestlers that you can put in singles matches. Now, finally, you can get these two in a tag team, and you mentioned trios. There may be only two people in the world just as happy or happier than me to see this, and those are our good friends, Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly. And hope they both get well soon. Love them both very much, Mark and Kyle.
Hey, me and Roddy want to wrestle Wednesday. Just heads up, putting
Let's
it
go.
out there.
Well, good.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? You
Very
guys got your
viable.
heart set on anything? What are you thinking?
Oh, anybody, we want to do it. We want to fight.
Well, let me tell you something.
We're going to
Easy
change our
to
game plan,
clarify
though.
that.
We're going to
Do it,
change our
Mark.
game plan, though. Maybe a new strategy.
No. No, we're going to keep it.
Whatever you do, you guys will not be getting involved in the coffin match. You guys will not be getting involved in the Darby Allin Gabe Kidd coffin match, and I'm very excited you guys will be wrestling in the show. But those guys are going to settle this one-on-one, and that goes for both of you, and that goes for Clark and Finley.
Good.
Hell yeah.
I don't care about Darby enough to help him anyway. So.
I do, but I respect his wishes.
Yeah.
wow, we're so unique.
Really good stuff, guys.
great.
Thank you for joining us here tonight for the press conference in front of all these beautiful people, much to the opposite of what Mr. Gabe Kidd had to say. Thank you. He's rude.
He's a real jerk.
Downright
I
rude.
didn't realize he was British until just now.
He's the most British person I've ever seen in my life.
Nottingham Forest supporter.
Didn't even realize.
Nottingham Forest supporter.
Didn't know he had an accent.
Yeah. He's a very British man. You guys want to get some food after this?
Yes, let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Let's go.
Thanks,
Bye,
buddy.
guys.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Good pay-per-view.
See ya.
Great pick. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude.
Thank you, buddy. Let's go, dude. Renee.
See ya. What a good time.
See, we're doing great.
We turned this thing around.
That's great. The energy.
Started off so weird, but we're back,
No,
baby.
it's good. It's going good. I like
We're
it.
back.
I like it. It's a juxtaposition. It's a roller coaster.
Yes, we got some new champs about
See?
to join us.
See, this
We
is
got
what I'm
new
talking
champs.
about.
Yes, we've got the new trios champions, Mr. Speedball, Mike Bailey, The Jet, Kevin Knight, and Mystico.
Yes,
What a
come
night
on,
for
guys.
you guys.
Incredible.
My goodness. Yes, good to see you.
Let's go, Mike.
Hi.
Let's go, Kev.
Going on.
Mystico.
What a dream team you guys are.
Yes, my boy right here.
All right, talk to me a little bit about the chemistry you guys were feeling out there and to be able to walk away with this gold here tonight.
As you saw, the chemistry was crazy out there, Renee. Us and Speedball know how to get well with anybody, whether it's Hangman and whether it's Mystico right here. Like, we've been all over the world, and we just wanted to show the people what we can do together. So it came together nicely. You saw the mask and everything.
I saw it. I mean, Speedball, maybe you can talk on this as well, but to be able to join up with somebody as legendary as Mystico and now to hold championship gold with
Yeah, I
him.
mean, I think what makes Jet Speed special is the fact that we've both competed internationally extensively.
Yeah.
We've learned to adapt to other style. But how can you not have chemistry with the greatest luchador of all time?
Lucha Libre Mexicana.
The best right here.
You guys got any questions for our new trios champs?
Was it difficult in any way to have the masks on yourself throughout the match? Because in between the match, when it ended, you had the masks off, but can you talk about that?
So, in a way, yes, and in a way, no, right? It's a little bit harder to breathe and a little bit harder to see, but you feel the energy. The masks just make me feel good and powerful. And I looked at us right before we went out there, just the three of us, silver and gold, with the mask, and I'm like, we're fucking gonna do this.
We just look cool out there. It looked great, but being in there, just like you said, I could not breathe a lick. You know, they pulled it off. I was honestly relieved that they pulled the mask off because I don't know how Mystico does it on a daily basis. You got to teach us how to do this. But breathing in those masks, seeing in the mask, it's not recommended for me.
So are we going to see them going forward, or
Maybe on the entrance.
Yeah, we can workshop it. We can workshop it. We get some training sessions down at CMLL. We can do
These
that.
are handsome guys.
Yes.
We got, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course.
This is so cool.
We saw the graphic that said Mystico is all elite. That's got to be exciting for you. Can you let us know what his schedule will be like going forward and how he'll be splitting, if he will be splitting time with CMLL?
I think we will be splitting time. I think, you know, obviously CMLL is an amazing partnership for AEW, and what a sign of trust between the two promotions to have one of the greatest wrestlers of all time now as a dual signee joining us in AEW as a champion, somebody that I have admired for decades, somebody who's a personal hero of mine in the wrestling business, to be able to sit here with Mystico next to Kevin and Mike, to be able to sit here with Jet Speed and say that they are world champions along with Mystico, who, again, to reiterate, one of my all-time heroes in this business, somebody who's accomplished so much, and it's an honor to be able to sit on the stage with him and say that he's part of AEW and now a world champion here. It's so cool. And we'll be working with Salvador now that he's a champion in AEW. I'll work with Salvador very closely to make sure we see Mystico in both CMLL and AEW as much as possible.
Okay, so even though all three of you guys are like really high energy, high flying, guys do have unique styles. We got like Taekwondo, hops, and lucha. What do we expect? What can we expect kind of fun stuff with those three styles in your upcoming matches?
I think you just described it perfectly right there. You got the Taekwondo, hops, lucha. We could bring it all. We got the French, American, and Spanish. So we bring all the different flavors to the ring, whether it's culturally or in the ring. So let's prepare for it all.
I mean, I think the three of us have had careers of different lengths. Of course, Mystico has been wrestling for a lot longer than Kevin or I, but we have made it to All Elite Wrestling. We have made it to where the best wrestle by going around and putting on matches that are exciting for audiences. And I think all our styles compounded will just give some of the most exciting matches in professional wrestling history.
One more question for these gentlemen.
As a fellow Latino, Mystico is like the biggest thing in Mexico and among Latinos. Like, he is the biggest name you could possibly sign. I wanted to know, do you expect to possibly do potential pay-per-views in Mexico now that you have the biggest name in AEW?
It's a great thought. I know that I would love someday to do that, but I absolutely am focused on going back for Grand Slam Mexico, which was such a huge success for us. Grand Slam Mexico was the most watched AEW Dynamite last year. It's one of the most successful AEW Dynamites ever. And to be able to go into Arena Mexico, I believe that they will have us back again, and it's an honor to be able to have AEW in Arena Mexico. I would love to go back, and eventually someday a pay-per-view could be a great thing. I know that we are right now in conversations about going back for Grand Slam Mexico, which is a hugely exciting thing for me. Of course, that was such a great memory for us. He's the man, and you're right, he's the man.
And while we have Mystico up here, we do have his translator, so if there's any thoughts that you might have that you want to tell everybody, we'd love to hear it.
Yo estoy agradecido por el apoyo que me han dado aquí. Estar aquí es un sueño hecho realidad. Ser campeón mundial de tercias del consejo, ahora de AEW, para mí es un gran honor estar con estos dos grandes luchadores, dos grandes del wrestling. Para mí es algo maravilloso y hoy es ponerme a trabajar para ser uno de los mejores. Ya que el Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre y AEW nos están dando la oportunidad, yo creo que es momento de trabajar para ser uno de los mejores. Agradecido con el señor Tony Khan por el apoyo, por hacerme un luchador elite. Hoy me siento más contento y feliz por estar aquí esta noche.
He feels very proud being partnered with them, being real championship, and he's very happy to sign the All Elite with them, and hopefully they can make a great work together.
Amazing. Awesome.
great.
Congratulations, guys. This was amazing. Can't
Thank
wait
you,
to
Renee.
see
Thank you so
what the
much.
three of you guys do moving forward. And welcome to AEW, Mystico.
Thank you. It was great, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, what did we lose?
Real hard, you know that?
Knock that thing loose.
You gotta join us.
I might have given.
Yeah, we'll find that.
I'll find it. I'll be sure
I'll
that
get
you
your
get that thing
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
I'll get that earring.
We got you.
That was quite
Thank y'all.
quite a collision. That's a high-speed collision, Kev. I'll get that back for you.
Tony, I mean, you got to
We
speak
knock
on
noggins.
it. You got to speak on it a little bit, but to be able to have Mystico up here and to be able to make that announcement tonight, really, what does that really mean to you?
It means the world. Just to reiterate, Mystico's been somebody I've admired for so long in the wrestling business. I think we're approximately, according to legend, I think about the same age. When I was in college, Mystico's one of my heroes in the wrestling business. To be able to work in AEW and associate with somebody like him, it's a dream come true. And speaking of dreams come true and people who made their dream come true tonight, we got one more great champion who's going to come up here, and it's somebody who had a big night. Ladies and gentlemen, the new AEW National Champion, Jungle Jack Perry, along with the Luchasaurus.
It's a belt stand.
What a night. Oh my gosh, what a night. What a way to start things off here. Did it feel a little bit more special to you to be able to bring that championship here home in Los Angeles for you?
It did. I was trying to, I can't remember what the year would be. I have not been here for more than a decade.
Wow.
And the last time I was here was to watch professional wrestling, and I was thinking about it just walking around backstage, and it all looked kind of familiar because I got to come back and meet some of the wrestlers and whatnot, and I was just like, damn, that, to me at this point, I'm 28, that feels like multiple lifetimes ago already. So I was just like, shit, to have been a little kid there sitting in the front, to be here now, having this opportunity to do this it was a little bittersweet today. It brought some stuff up, but it just felt really cool, and I felt there have been ups and downs with all of it, like all things, but it just reminded me how lucky I am to have been able to follow my dream and to achieve it in a place like this, on a night like this with people like this. So.
I'm sorry, I'll give it to you guys in 1 second, but knowing that about you, and then seeing your entrance tonight and seeing the crowd behind you, did you get to soak in that moment?
Yeah, I tried. I always get kind of caught up in it, and it goes so much quicker than you think it's gonna, because it's like you spend all day, not even all day, but like I've been thinking about this for months, and then it's finally time, and then it goes by like that. So I tried just for a couple seconds, but to stand there and look, and for me it's super cool because now when I come out with the music, thank you. Hey, thank you. Just like to see that many arms doing it, like I can't even see people. I'm just seeing like motion because it's like thousands, and I was like, damn. Yeah. We got to use the bus, which was super cool. They've been working on that for a while. I just got the bill for it, and I'm floored. So it was nice to get.
You asked for it, Chief.
Did we get to talk about the horn, or is that special?
No, we can talk about the horn. I don't know if the audio made it. The guy who made the bus for me, his name's Ellis. He works here. He handles a lot of the stunts or like all the cool shit. He built this bus for me, and he put the horns for a train on the bus. And he was telling me, he's like, if someone stands in front of this, it will bust your eardrum out. So filming our entrance, some people were pretty unhappy because he's fucking blasting it all the way down. But it super cool to own a bus that has train horns. Yeah. So my neighbors are going to like that.
All right, any questions for Jack and Luchasaurus?
He can't talk.
Well, he can grunt.
He can whisper to me.
Okay.
Oh. The Knicks won. He's a big Knicks fan.
So going back to the whole full circle moment you mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because the first match I ever saw you in was in a high school gym for a promotion called All Pro Wrestling.
Yep.
I think you were against Vinny Massaro, and that card was stacked, and no one knew who you were. And then, but like at the end of that match, it was like, oh shoot, this dude's gonna be a star someday. So, question-wise, so what do you think that the California indie scene, how did they help in developing Jack Perry, and how was it coming back as a fan favorite here, coming from that scene?
Good question. Shout out to Vinny Massaro. It's been super cool. We don't, a lot of times, I don't know, I don't actually know, I could be lying here, but I feel like we're not on the West Coast as much as we've been other places. It's funny because we went to Jacksonville for like a couple years, and now when we come out here, all these fucking guys are like, oh my God, it's so long to get here. I'm like, dude, we came for years and years from here to Jacksonville, like no direct flights. Like that is brutal. So when we are here, it feels really cool to me. We were just in San Jose. I did a lot of my wrestling training up there. That's where I met Vinny and started working in the Northern California scene. So it feels really cool to me to sort of be in some of the same places that I cut my teeth, as they say, and now do it at this level and see some of the same fans. And I run into people who were in those high school gymnasiums and were like some of my first supporters. So it's always cool to get back home and just be able to do it again and sort of share it with these same people.
More questions?
Oh, hell yeah.
Jack, there was a moment you had when you won where it kind of seems like everything got quiet for you and you were kind of in yourself. When they first handed you that national championship, what was the first thought that you had winning that title and doing it here in Los Angeles?
As I said, today is kind of bittersweet. It's I don't talk about it too much. My dad's been dead. He died like 7 years ago now, and it's not something that I think about like in a big way every single day. Obviously, I think about it here and there, but like, you know, it's been 7 years, and
thankfully, I've been able to have other stuff to put my mind towards. And today, coming here, being in this building, that the only time I'd ever been here was walking around with my dad. And at that point, I was like so young, I was probably still holding his hand. It was interesting, and it was really cool for me to now be here in this way, but it was also sad because I was thinking, you know, the person who I wish could be here the most isn't here. Which, you know, is tough, but it also makes me think about the people that I am lucky enough to have here. And my mom and my sister got to be there, which I was really grateful for. And to be here with my best friend, who almost died, you know, a year ago. He had his illness, and I'm sure he'll get into all that at some point, but it just puts it all in perspective. You know, real life happens, and it happens in ways that you wouldn't expect all the time. And I just, you know, to have this happen in this building for me, and without getting into too much there have been a lot of highs, but there have been some really low lows that I kind of never really anticipated having, because I guess you don't. And, you know, there were times when I have wondered, did I give my life to the wrong thing? Am I not doing well enough? Did I make a mistake? Because, like, you only get one go around, maybe. I guess, who knows? But I thought, like, this is my life. Did I make the right choice with it? And I've questioned that at times, which hurts. So to be here now and succeed in such an overwhelming way with my family, with my friends, in a company that I've been a part of since day one, that just really kind of reaffirmed to me that I made the right choice. And, you know, who knows how it all works. But I thought, I hope that somewhere you can see this.
Any more questions? One more for Jack?
Mine's not really more of like a question, more of a confession, if anything.
Oh.
One, if anything, I've always loved, like you said, full circle moments and opportunities and everything. I've never once always just stayed with one wrestling promotion. And this is my first time dealing with media, first time watching AEW, following the product. You guys have won me over tonight. And I've never, ever, like, say, even like, I always see things on social media, someone's always advocating, cosplaying other wrestlers. You guys have put on an excellent show. I just want to thank you for the opportunity and everything that I got right now. That's really all I have really to say. But yeah, for you, Tony Gunn, everybody at the show tonight, you guys have made a diehard fan tonight.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. That's really cool to hear. That is really cool to hear. Thank you for saying that.
Well, Jack, congratulations.
Congrats, Jack.
This was
You're
really
awesome.
amazing, and thank you for being, you know,
Thank
so
you, guys.
open and honest about all that stuff with us here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Oh, sorry. I'm out of here. I've been here a long time.
You did it. There is a diamond earring down here. This diamond earring just went flying. Well, I had the diamond earring. I knew where it was.
The earring's
I
not
had
down
a
there?
plan. No, I had this perfect plan. I had the perfect plan. I was going to get the diamond earring after he left. I had the diamond earring right here, and you couldn't have made it up. He couldn't have dropped the microphone on the diamond earring if he tried. The
Well,
microphone.
dang. She gone now.
Yeah, you couldn't have planned that. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it
What
back
a
together.
night. What a
We'll make it
night.
up to
It was so incredible. I feel like having Jack out here and being so honest about just like that human side of professional wrestling and the human side of what we're all doing out here. But Tony, how often do you get to kind of reflect on all the awesome things we've been able to do here and how much this company has grown and we've built it and we've got so many awesome people here, from, you know, the wrestlers we see in the ring, the people back of house, like just making this all come together. Do you get to reflect on that much?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. And if it's okay, I'll come full circle back to that. To me, what Jack said was about so much more than wrestling. So we'll talk a lot about Revolution and the pay-per-view, and I'll go full circle back to wrestling. But that was very authentic. I think everybody could feel what Jack was saying. It's not part of a TV show. That was very real life and a very, very emotional moment for all of us, because Jack has been in AEW since day one. Jack's been here the entire time. And like he said, from ups and downs, for him to be able to have a moment like that meant that much to him, it was really cool. And obviously Jack and I have been through a lot I still get PTSD when I see Jack with a microphone because I don't want to get hit in the ribs with it. And you could hear it. He hit me hard in the ribs. It was very loud. And years later, he gave me a great compliment now. It's been almost 2 years since that happened, and he came up to me not that long ago, and he said, dude, you have a hard-ass stomach. Did I ever tell you that? And I was like, dude, thank you. You can hear it when you crack me in the ribs. The only person in pro wrestling ever to do that to me is Jack. So to be able to sit here with him now and come full circle, and we've been through so much, and like he talked about that pandemic era, and to be able to sit through a lot of crazy highs and lows with Jack, and to be able to sit here next to him and hear him say that, and knowing what it meant to him, it meant a lot to me. And like you said, we have this huge crew of people. There's so many people that matter in AEW. Every single person here matters. We have great fans who we care about. It meant so much to hear that we made a new one tonight, that we made a new fan and somebody that was covering the show, and we made an emotional connection with. Anytime I hear that, it means a lot. There's so many people here, and a lot of people who've been here from the beginning, people that have been associated with us from the very beginning, people that we've known from the very beginning, like Renee, and then came in later. It felt like Renee's been here the entire time. Teams change a lot in 7 years. I work in football, in the NFL, and the Premier League, and it's very fortunate and very cool when you have athletes that can stay with a team for season after season, make it 7 years. A team changes a lot over 7 seasons. Some of the faces are the same, and a lot of new faces, and that's what wrestling is. It's a sport, and there's been a lot of new faces that have joined us along the way, and there's a lot of people that have been here from the beginning, and tonight was a really special night for the team, and it just felt like backstage everybody was so happy with tonight. Now, it's wrestling, and in this case, it was one of the most violent nights I've ever seen in pro wrestling. And to have something like what we saw at the end in the Texas Death Match, and I talk about people that have been with us from the very beginning, MJF and Hangman Page, they've been here from the very beginning since the very first show. To see those guys go through that, and that level of brutality, that level of violence, those guys are hurt bad. Both of them are hurt badly. They're hurting badly, and I think it speaks volumes of the value of the AEW World Championship and the value that all the athletes in AEW place on the championship, to see what those two would go through to be champion, and to know that there's a line of people out the door that would put themselves through hell to get an opportunity to be in that spot. It's really, really incredible. Those are great examples of two people who've been here with us from the beginning. Another person who's been here with us from the very beginning, Kenny Omega. It was so great to have Kenny Omega come back today. Kenny Omega, who was such a huge part of the original AEW Revolution, teaming with Hangman Page on the original AEW Revolution. They ended up in very different places. Obviously, it was great to see Kenny back on his feet after what happened to him a few weeks ago. Hangman definitely not on his feet. And then you have the Young Bucks, who they wrestled at the original Revolution. What a moment that was for them to be able to have that with their family. And then for FTR to take it away. And I talk about people that have been here from the beginning, people that joined us along the way. FTR joined us in the second year. They've been here now for about 5 years, or excuse me, over 5 years, going on almost 6 years, for over 5 years, and it feels like they've been here all along. And to see FTR and the Young Bucks and how that rivalry, how far it's come, and to see Matt and Nick come so close to winning the belts back in front of their families and have another emotional family moment, a lot different than the one that Jack had. And then to have something like the return of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. And again, Christian's been with us for so long. He's another one of those people that feels like he's been here from the beginning. And Adam joined us after we came out of the pandemic. And to have those guys back in, that was really special. Again, talking about people coming back tonight that feel like they've been here for a long time. Will Osprey. I was so happy to have Will Osprey back. Will Osprey returning, what a moment that was. I first met Will Osprey right before we launched AEW. He wrestled Pac in London, and I went to the match, and they had a 30-minute draw. And I knew Pac was going to be joining AEW. I knew he was going to be wrestling the Hangman. I didn't know if Will Osprey was ever going to come here. I always wanted him to, and I couldn't imagine how much we would have missed him while he was gone. And I'm so glad that he's back. He came and returned after what a fantastic Continental Championship match it was. You know, the Continental Classic is something that it's only been a few years now. We've had 3 years of Continental Classic.
We got tracksuits.
We got tracksuits coming. There'll be a Blue League tracksuit coming to your house very soon. And, you know, that tournament I thought maybe the best one we've had yet. And one of my favorite matches of the tournament was Mox versus Takeshita. It could have potentially even been the finals. Of course, Takeshita won the match in the tournament, but Mox won the tournament itself. Grand Slam Australia, I thought they had a fantastic, fantastic match at Grand Slam Australia. With that being a 20-minute draw, I really wanted to see a result tonight. And again, going back to people that have been with us from the beginning, people that have joined us along the way, Mox has been here from the very, very beginning and is one of the defining figures in AEW. And for Mox to have a great match like that, and I still would love to see Mox and Takeshita again down the road someday, but what a great match that was. What a great way for Osprey to return. And then Takeshita. Takeshita is somebody that joined us in Daly's place. Jack was talking about that pandemic era. Takeshita came in here. It was Kenny Omega. I think it was almost exactly 5 years ago, right? Then I saw you guys referencing the 9 days promo. Yeah, so that was exactly 5 years ago, right? So Takeshita has been here for exactly 5 years. How far has this guy come in the pro wrestling business? To see somebody that's come so far, that's been a world champion, that's won the G1 Classic, that's gone to the Tokyo Dome, that's been to the semifinals of the Continental Classic, that's won the Blue League. This is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and we're very, very lucky to have him here as well.
Yeah.
And
Tore it up.
and I have to say also one more thing. I know I mentioned it when he was up here, but to have Mystico sign with AEW and to say Mystico is all elite, it is a surreal feeling. Rarely have I been more excited to have the ink dry on a piece of paper, and I thought that was really a great thing too. And I'm gonna answer every question you guys have, so you can fire off. Let's do
Floor
it.
is your guys.
Just to piggyback of what he said, I teach second grade, and certainly a lot of 8, 9-year-olds in my classroom have became fans since I covered wrestling, so thank you to that. They love it. But AEW recently has been on a steady climb with gates, viewership, all kinds. How do you continue that, being from other sports, without getting too ambitious in what you're doing to where, stuff might dip every now and then, but how do you continue that steady climb?
It's a very, very exciting time for us. It's the perfect time to have this climb. I appreciate you saying it. I feel the same way. I agree with what you just said. I think you're right in what you've said, that you believe that AEW is on a steady climb in your opinion, that you believe AEW has a lot of positive momentum in your opinion. I share those opinions, and I think you're right. Also, what perfect timing to have that happen as we look to be on the verge of Warner Brothers and Paramount, and it's a great, great time to have all these great things happening. I look forward to the future for AEW, which I think is very, very bright. There's a lot of great things happening in and around the wrestling ring, great things happening on Dynamite on Wednesdays, Collision on Saturdays, and tonight was a huge pay-per-view, and by all expectations, I think it's been a very successful night for us, so it's a great time to start the year out right with such a huge 2026. And the first few months have been so fantastic. And it's a fantastic time to do that because I'm showing off for my new boss.
Tony, given tonight being right down the street, a big day for Hollywood, you had Hollywood in the building with Wayne Brady. Could you talk about Wayne being here? Is there a possibility that he'll be in a match in the future?
Yeah.
What kind of feelings are
You want to see
for
Wayne
that?
Brady choke a guy?
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's
We
great.
do.
I would like to see that too. I'd like to see that too. I didn't know he liked to get wet. And, yeah, if he wants to get in there and get after it, I think that's great. So like I said, I didn't know Wayne liked to get wet. He likes to get after it. I'd love to get Wayne in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to see some of that.
Hi, Amber Nicole from Body Slam. MJF has had some pretty amazing matches at Revolution. So he had his Texas Death Match tonight, and then a few years ago he had an amazing dog collar match as well. So what are your thoughts on the history of MJF's matches at Revolution?
You named some great ones, and tonight was the most insane fight. I think you mentioned there was the great dog collar match. This Texas Death Match probably takes the cake. I think this was the greatest fight I've ever seen. One of the greatest wrestling matches I have ever seen also was at Revolution involving MJF, and it was in the state of California versus Bryan Danielson. And that is one of my favorite matches. I thought that Revolution show was absolutely fantastic. There were some really great matches that night. Of course, Hangman and Mox. Speaking of the great matches, I thought had one of the best matches, and that was also one of my favorite Revolution shows. So when we come to California with Revolution, you know it's going to be absolutely nuts. So I would say, as far as overall packages, this was probably the craziest thing and my favorite one. But in terms of just a wrestling match, I love that Iron Man match that Bryan and MJF had in San Francisco.
Hey, Tony. Chris Martinez, Towers of Power Pro Wrestling Podcast. My question is, you talk about so many legendary, iconic faces with AEW. To the new ones that we saw tonight, what is the status of Miss Ronda Rousey?
Well, Ronda is a really good friend of Marina Shafir, and Marina brought her in as backup. Everyone was banned from ringside, so that match was a great wrestling match. I thought Tony and Marina Shafir was a great wrestling match. They're going to have a no-holds-barred fight on Wednesday night, and I'm looking forward to that. We know Wednesday is going to be nuts. We have a huge slate with now a no-holds-barred match, a coffin match. There's going to be some crazy stuff, and we're just getting started. I'm going to make sure Wednesday night is a very, very crazy, crazy show, and we will head out of California in style. I can assure you of that. I'm very, very excited for Fresno Wednesday night, and Marina and Ronda are good friends. Ronda's actually wrestled for me before, but never in AEW. Ronda wrestled in ROH. We had a great match a few years ago, also here in Los Angeles. It was Ronda and Marina teaming up in ROH against Billy Starks and the world champion Athena. I thought it was fantastic. I loved that match. Yeah. And when Marina said Ronda was going to be her backup, well, it's like, okay, well, everyone's banned from ringside, but once the match was over, Ronda did get involved. She made her presence known. And then Marina really took advantage of the situation, landed a sucker punch on Toni Storm while everybody was very mesmerized that Ronda Rousey was in the house. Ronda Rousey's a huge star, so we have a great relationship with her. She's wrestled for me before in ROH, and she's always welcome here in AEW anytime. She's got a big fight coming up against Gina Carano, and I don't know Gina Carano at all. Ronda's always been very good to me. I wish her the best.
Speaking of that Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano fight, will AEW have any presence there with Ronda being in that fight?
I think that would be great. Ronda's always welcome here, and anybody from AEW that wants to attend that fight is welcome to do so, and Ronda may invite some people. Ronda invited me to the fight tonight, so I guess so. Yeah, it sounds like we're going to be there.
Hi, Tony. Yeah, by chance, would you guys happen to have a show coming up? All these sellout events you have at Crypto is to, a lot of people I'm pretty sure didn't get no tickets that they wanted to come. SoFi is down the road. Is that something next year, maybe?
You think? You think it's a good idea? Yeah? Yeah? That's good too. You like the SoFi idea?
Pretty sure a lot of people would.
Yeah. Could be interesting.
Do you like the SoFi idea?
It's interesting. It wouldn't. I thought about it before.
Okay.
I think it's interesting. I think it's a very interesting idea. It's not crazy at all. I don't think that's a crazy thought. When you saw all the star power, and it gets your brain firing off, and it makes you think. And there were so many great wrestlers wrestling tonight. There were so many great returns and arrivals and all the moments, and it's not crazy.
Hell yeah. What else we got?
Hey, okay, so throughout the years, like here and there, people will say AEW needs to do more with the women's division. And one thing I don't think gets a lot of credit is your cold and what I would say very unique and successful rollout of the women's tag division, in that you're getting like twice the amount of women on air. They're like develop all these new characters as individuals and as pairs. What has been your, and of course it makes, it help Collision, makes that appointment viewing. Now you have all 3 shows include pay-per-views. So what has been your week-to-week approach to booking the women's tag division, and might you be able to replicate that in other divisions as well?
I was thrown a huge curveball. One of my favorite wrestlers in that division, Penelope Ford, was injured in a match on Dynamite. And we're all wishing Penelope the best. Penelope's a significant figure in the division, so actually got thrown a pretty big curveball. And I thought everybody knocked it out of the park, but you know, given the circumstances, losing a key player from the division to injury, I think everybody stepped up and done a great job. So there's actually been some changes in some of the stuff, you know, knowing that Penelope and Megan are such a great team. And unfortunately, it's not the first time we've had to lose Penelope due to injury. And I got to say, I thought Lena Cross has stepped in and taken advantage of this opportunity. I thought she had a great match with Mina Shirakawa last night, had a great match with Willow Nightingale earlier, and then the tag team championship match, very successful night for Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. We saw Lena Cross arrive in Grand Slam Australia, backing up Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford, and it's a great thing to show that when injuries happen, AEW is going to give people opportunities to step up, and in this case, the tag team division, we have so many great tag teams. You know, I love putting new combinations together and making new teams. My favorite one ever is probably Sting and Darby. I think it's safe to say that's probably my favorite match made in wrestling. But I really am having fun with the Brawling Birds. Brawling Birds are pretty cool. And there's been some really cool teams in the division that have come together. And the Babes of Wrath, absolutely fantastic as tag team champions. Willow Nightingale carrying around a lot as the TBS champion and tag team champions. And still the face of the TBS network. And they had a great run as the first ever AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, Willow and Harley, the Babes of Wrath.
Tony, so as you mentioned, 13 matches tonight, a lot of violence and a lot of biting as well in those matches. Is there one that, for whatever reason, stood out to you a little extra tonight?
Ooh, the Texas Death Match certainly sent us home on a very dark and violent match. It'd be a very unforgettable spectacle. And those guys, again, are both hurting really bad, Hangman and MJF, after that match. But boy, there were so many memorable moments. You know, just to reiterate, I think I talked at length about some of them, but to see Kenny Omega back, that meant a lot. To see Adam Copeland and Christian Cage come for FTR, and then to get to see Adam Copeland and Christian Cage in the ring with the Young Bucks, and to have all these fantastic matches, to see Ronda Rousey arrive in AEW. But all these things were really cool. And to have Will Osprey back, knowing how much it meant to Will Osprey to be back for Revolution and how hard he's worked to come back. Just so many cool things on the show. And when it comes to one violent memory, the memory of Hangman's blood on the floor camera is something that I will probably never forget. That is a lasting image in professional wrestling, and something very unique, and quite an interesting way to film the final bell. Hey, I'm going to answer everybody, so keep it going.
With Hangman Page now out of the world title picture, how are you going to fill that massive void?
Well, there's so many great wrestlers in AEW. With Hangman Page putting that at stake and taking that step, it added a lot of intrigue to tonight. and I know he's hurting very bad physically, and MJF's hurting very bad physically, but I think Hangman is also hurting emotionally. We heard how much this meant to him, and to see how hard he would fight with the championship at stake, it's going to be hard, but at the same time, we have so many people vying for that championship, so many people lined up that want to crack at the championship, and we've seen how all through 2026, there's been a fantastic line of competitors that want to fight each other to get a chance at the championship. So there's a great line of wrestlers. We saw some big returns tonight. We saw some big wins tonight. So there'll be no shortage of challengers, but anytime Hangman Adam Page has a career setback like that, it's a big story, and it's something that we'll all have to really take a close look at what happens. It's a great question.
How's it going? Gary Dubin, Towers of Power Pro Wrestling Podcast. AEW has one of the deepest rosters in wrestling. So how do you balance giving new stars opportunity while also maintaining the established names?
I was really happy. I thought we gave so many great opportunities. We still have these great established names. Through AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite and Saturday Collision, we're featuring a lot of wrestlers, and I think the TV shows are on a really strong run. And then to have so many great matches and rivalries unfold on the TV and build to a pay-per-view like today, and to be able to see so much of what you've been watching on Dynamite and Collision pay off in one night, and not, if you invest 2 hours on Wednesday and 2 hours on Saturday, week in, week out, to know that so much of this is going to culminate at the pay-per-view, and you're watching the TVs every week. And if there's multiple rivalries building, it's good to know that there's not just a couple rivalries that are going to be on the show. Like, so much of what you watch on TV is going to unfold and culminate in exciting fashion. So there were so many great things in the pay-per-view tonight. I was over the moon thrilled with how it went. But thank you for asking.
Going back to the main event, the major stipulation that came out of that was Hangman Page can never compete for the world title again. I just wanted to know how strict that is. Like, if he comes begging for another opportunity to you, is it written on paper? Is it more of a gentleman's handshake? What are we looking at here?
It's the same thing with Cody. It was a gentleman's handshake with both of them. They both came to me and said, I want to put this at stake. And both of them, I told them, that sounds fucking nuts, dude. And both of them really wanted to do it. And in both cases, I said, are you sure? And they both said, yeah. And so it is an agreement we made. And it's the second time it's happened. And, he's somebody that is known for being a man of his word, and we made a verbal agreement. So it's a verbal contract.
Hello, Jay Lacey, Nefarious Media Network. I've got a question for you. First of all, outstanding pay-per-view. I've been watching the product since its inception, and this was a great pay-per-view, great show on all accounts. My question is, you've got this new streaming network that you've got going overseas, international, and any plans for any pay-per-view shows going international as well, too?
Well, that's a great question. Obviously, we've got some big pay-per-views coming up internationally, so thank you for teeing me up. The next pay-per-view will be in Vancouver. It's our pay-per-view debut in Vancouver. We've had some great pay-per-views in Canada before, like All Out and Forbidden Door, but it'll be really neat to have our first ever pay-per-view in Vancouver. We had a great Collision there. I loved the Adam Copeland, Kyle O'Reilly TNT title match back when we were doing the Cope Open, and I can't wait to go to Vancouver for AEW Dynasty next month in April. And then, of course, we're going to London. We're going back to Wembley Stadium. I cannot wait. And you have teed me up so well, because the ticket pre-sale begins this week. And it's going to be a great pre-sale. It's going to be a great on sale. And at the end of this week, the tickets go on sale for London, Wembley Stadium. Thank you. You couldn't have pitched me any better. I'm excited about that. We'll go back to London, where we set the world record for the most tickets ever sold to a pro wrestling show, 81,000 tickets. And I can't wait to go back there. And I honestly, the second show I love the first show. I thought the second show might have been even better. And I've been looking forward to this for a long time, since 2024, to go back to Wembley in 2026. And after all these returns and all the excitement around tonight. I think we'll have really great momentum, as my friend here said. I feel like we're on the upswing, and I think it's great timing for the tickets to go on sale this week for AEW All In London, which is certainly something we're all looking forward to. Thank you.
Any more? Oh, got a few more questions here.
Yeah, I'm hanging. If you got to, by the way, I'm just gonna stay all night, Renee. I'm stay up here all night. So till they run out.
Okay.
We can just.
Okay.
Reese Andrews with ESPN Los Angeles. One of the matches I was most excited for tonight was Andrade versus Bandido. I thought they had a phenomenal match, but I wanted to get what were your thoughts on the whole pants bit with Andrade and also Bandido tonight?
So Andrade, did anybody go to World's End 2023 in New York? Is there anybody here that was in New York for the original World's End by any chance? Okay, does anybody watch the World's End 2023 press conference? Does anybody remember the World's End 2023 scrum? Thank you. Okay, so you might remember I came out into the press room after the pay-per-view. It was a great pay-per-view. And I had said that night, Andrade Alidolo is going to be leaving AEW. This was his last night with the promotion. He's left on great terms. He'll always be welcome back. I think the world of Andrade Alidolo. I didn't know if he'd ever actually come back, but we left on really great terms. And I'm a big family person, and whenever somebody wants to put family first, I understand that and appreciate that. I didn't know if I'd ever work with him again, but I left it open and I said, you're always welcome back. And then when the opportunity for Andrade Alidolo to come back to AEW arose, I wanted him to come back so badly. I was so excited for him to come back. I am so happy Andrade Alidolo is back in AEW. I think I have so much respect for him. And when he told me some of the stuff he wanted to do, it was not what I was expecting, and I loved it. I love it. I think it's awesome. The new presentation, they're his ideas he brought to me, and I think they're fantastic. So whether it's the fascination that he has with the ladies at ringside and the fascination that the ladies at ringside in turn seem to have with him, I think that is great, and it's a great thought. What he's doing with his pants, again, it's a great idea. He's a genius. And Bandido maybe was trying to psych him out with it, but to be fair to Bandido, he doesn't need to be doing that because Bandido is one of the best wrestlers in the world. And when they really got cooking, and it wasn't about the pants and stuff, and it was just wrestling, oh my gosh. The finishing stretch of that match is one of the greatest things ever, and that's why I wanted this match. It meant a lot to Bandido to be able to wrestle Andrade. But I know Andrade really wanted to be in the ring with Bandido as well. It was one of the matches I've been looking forward to the most. I thought it was a great way to end Collision last night with Bandido firing off the gun, and you saw Andrade's girl look back at Bandido too. And I loved it. And yeah, he's crazy like a fox, Andrade Alidolo. I love what he's doing. I think it's awesome.
I also want to go back to All In London. So you have a women's division that is completely on fire right now. And so I'm always a person that likes to fantasy book stuff. And this is also to you and Renee. If you could book two women to headline All In, which two superstars would you choose currently?
I do not think that's I've been really, hey, have I been really good about answering all the questions for the last couple of years?
Great.
Not even just today, but I don't think I've no commented anything in years. I think I've been answering, I've gone out of my way to just answer everybody's questions. Not going to answer that question. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody. So it's a great question. But now, after 2 years of answering every question I've been asked, that one I won't answer. Thank you.
You mentioned briefly about the new Paramount and Warner Bros. Will the pay-per-view model change at all as far as the one-time fee to watch it, or will that change with the?
I can't speak to what. I'm very optimistic for the future. I can't speak to what Mr. Ellison's going to want to do, but I'm very open to whatever he wants to do with it. I have heard some of the exciting things he's had to say about how this will open up more opportunities for both HBO Max and Paramount Plus, and that sounds great to me. If it leads to a situation where we have even more homes and more availability for the AEW TV and the AEW pay-per-views. I think that's fantastic. So I would imagine this will lead to a scenario where there'll be even more availability for more customers, which I love. Thank you.
Mark Hook, 101.5 FM. Good to see you, Tony. And thanks for stopping in the station, by the way. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It was great to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Now here's my question. You have allowed your performers to make political statements on TV. And has there been any concern about possibly turning off viewers because of these stances that are getting made on the shows? And is this something that's going to continue?
Well, I have said that the wrestlers, when they come out and express their opinions and their personal viewpoints, that's the wrestlers. That's who they are. And AEW has people that express their authentic selves, and that's what's great about the wrestling show. These are real people. And when you have Hangman Page or Brody King expressing their views, that's their individual views. The wrestling company is a sport. I don't have any views other than the sport itself. So that's where it's great for the wrestlers to be able to express their own individual viewpoints, and then the league just puts out the best wrestlers, puts out the best wrestling product, and a wrestling organization is not a political league. So I do think that it's been awesome to be able to see how many fans have gotten behind AEW and all the momentum we have as a wrestling league, but also the individual wrestlers have their own individual fans, and I think it's one of the really great things about AEW is the wrestlers have the ability to express themselves.
I'm a little worried about MJF. I feel like he's hurt. You said he's hurting pretty bad. Come this Wednesday, are we possibly going to see him? What was your interaction with him backstage after that match? You said he's hurting. I want to know more specifically, like, how's he doing?
He was covered in blood from head to toe. He was not making a lot of sense, and he was livid and screaming. And I don't think he was in good condition. I don't think he would pass a medical exam to be stepping in the ring right now. But I think we'll hear what he had to say. I think while we were in here, it sounded like they were going to be filming some post-match comments with him. And based on my interaction with him when he came through the curtain, I would expect the post-match comments were very animated and that he was probably still covered in blood from head to toe. I really enjoyed your interview with him on TMZ. Great job.
He didn't enjoy us. He didn't enjoy us.
Shocker.
No, but you guys are great. You guys do a great job.
Any more questions for Mr. Khan? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing that the company is definitely on a steady incline and everything, and I heard y'all talking about like different collabs and different fandoms. I believe y'all have a collab with, I believe, DC, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Is there any other fandoms that you guys would be more interested in to do collabs with, especially venturing out to different fandoms like me? I'm a big anime fan. You ever thought about things like that, or video games, anything of that nature?
Yeah, it's a great question. Well, we're very excited about that partnership. We had executives from DC at the show tonight, which is really cool. And to have so many top people from Warner Brothers Discovery and to have representation from DC Comics, it's very exciting. And the AEW wrestlers, especially those featured in the DC Comics, are so excited about that collaboration. It's a really big deal for us. And yes, we'd love to do partnerships like that, especially anything we can do under the umbrella of Warner Brothers and hopefully in the future Paramount. It's great opportunities for us. I'll be honest, I don't know that much about anime. There are a lot of people in the backstage that know it really, really well. Like, there are a lot of anime experts in AEW, so that's the kind of thing I think we could probably knock out of the park if we got that kind of an opportunity, to your point. Working with DC Comics has been great. Last year, we were given the opportunity to promote the Superman film going into All In Texas, which was really, really cool, being able to film on set and be able to meet James Gunn. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime there's opportunities like that, we love it. Thank you for asking. And again, I'm glad that we won you over tonight. Thank you.
All right. Any more questions? Oh,
got one more.
One more.
Hi.
Sorry, I didn't see you back
I'm a
there.
man of my word.
Hi, I'm Michael. Just a quick question. Can you talk about the Los Angeles indie scene and the influence local promotions are having on AEW?
Yes. I thought it was very cool to see Bandido go out in Super Dragon's mask and Super Dragon gear. The first time I met Bandido, he was on a PWG show. Yeah, okay, I'll tell this story. I was at a PWG show before the first Dynamite. It was after the original Double or Nothing, so we've had the first AEW pay-per-view. I went to I've been to multiple PWG shows, but specifically I was at a PWG show in 2019 before the first Dynamite. Bandido was on the show. I talked to Bandido after the show, and we had this really nice talk. Bandido had just extended his contract with Ring of Honor, and I was like, hey, you did great tonight. You really, I hadn't met him before. We had, through our office, we had made an offer to Bandido to come. He's a really loyal person, as I've learned now, working with him. And he has a lot of history in Ring of Honor. Have I ever told the story? I don't think I've ever told the story. So we had a really good talk. A lot of AEW wrestlers, including Jungle Jack Perry, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, a lot of people were on this show. And I was talking to Bandido that night, and I had said, hey, I was hoping you were going to be in AEW. I really like you a lot. I thought you did a great job on the first All In, and we had this nice conversation. And it was a very good talk. And he had, even though he had not come to AEW and he decided to stay loyal to ROH and stay with ROH, that was the first time Bandido and I talked. And I'll always have that memory of standing back at PWG in the first conversation with him. And when he had passed on us at the beginning, I don't think he understood completely what he was passing on until after we talked. And then after that, I got the impression okay, I'm probably going to work with this guy someday. And I had no idea what was going to happen. This was before the lockdown and all these things changed. But it set the table for me to get to know him. And to see him come out in the PWG gear, I thought that was really special, especially knowing the connections that PWG has to so many of the people here. The independent scene, I haven't been to everything. I used to watch some championship wrestling from Hollywood, and some of the faces around here were on that show too. In 2018, before AEW launched, I watched everything. I was watching every piece of wrestling TV you could get your hands on, looking at people, looking for people. So I watched a lot of different TVs and shows. Within reason, I watched about as much as I could, and I haven't attended that many indies here though. I went to, like I said, some PWG shows, and I thought something that really was very important was when New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2017 started running here. Now that's an international promotion. That's anything but an independent promotion, but that was something in the California scene that I think was really important in July of 2017 when New Japan started running shows in California. That was massive. So I was in the front row, the first New Japan shows in California. And a lot of those people wrestled on the California indies, like you said. But PWG, I think it would be fair to say, is an independent promotion, and I think has so much to do with starting a lot of the careers and getting a lot of people in AEW launched. And there's so many classic matches and memories, and of course Excalibur and a lot of the PWG people are here in our office. So I think that was really cool when Bandido came out in the Super Dragon gear, and wishing Super Dragon all the best. Is there any other questions? Have I gotten everybody? This was really, this was
a
great.
good time.
We did it. I had a great night.
This was really fun.
I had a great night.
I was just running over all the horrible, insane things Gabe Kidd said when he came in here, but some of those are going to stick with me for a while. He had some good insults.
Yeah, he's quite a talker, Gabe Kidd. I still can't. Actually, I was Orange Cassidy not knowing Gabe Kidd was English. That nothing.
The guy walks like he's English. You can just tell that he's got like a British gait.
Orange Cassidy may be the most oblivious man.
Possibly, quite possibly. Well, Tony, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out here, taking all the questions. Thank you guys all so much for coming out and enjoying tonight. Thank you for becoming a new fan tonight. Hell yeah. Everybody get home safe. We're going to go up to Canada for our next pay-per-view.
I can't wait.
That's right.
It's a homecoming.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Good night.